This is it! We're gonna review Marvel's Wolverine! I was gonna save this for church on Sunday, but I thought, you know what? Let's bring it out for this stream. This seems like the right way to do things, so I thought, let's go for it. Wolverine, the game from Marvel. It's a trailer. It's not the game yet. The game will come out, and then we'll play that, and we'll review that then. But at this point, this is our requested review. Here we go. Let's get into Marvel Wolverine trailer review. And then the video in post edit will slice across. Make note. Oh, that's close. Okay, that's a lot of blood. I'm a fan of that. Look at those pretty blue eyes though. Like that's pretty. That's pretty. It's a pretty boy. All right. I think I could do that face too. Wait, sorry. It's more like that way. Like very animalistic here. I'm surprised we don't see a little bit more of the canines in the teeth, but we see the 5 o'clock shadow, lots of blood splattering. So this is a slasher. And also fur coat around there. Lots of beard hair coming along the side. Okay. All right. We're going straight into the action. This is a very mature game. So if you're not mature, please leave. Get out of here. Let's do this. Also, can I call out, like maybe it's because I see it in my own face and I'm like, I wish I didn't like these. But when I see it in games, I'm like, it looks so human. Is the pores in his nose. Do you see that? Like, that's nice. Look at the oil on his face. He's clearly stressed. He's clearly been working out. That's very, very human. I like it. You know what? Maybe he's not a Wolverine. Maybe he's a Hyrax. Oh! Wait, hold on. Who's this? Is this Cable Boy? Wait, why do they have the Omega sign on their forehead? That's a big detail, right? Like, just imprinted in there, scarred in there. Then they've got big cords coming from the wrist. Honestly, that's a terrible design. This is Omega Man? Okay, all right. First of all, I've not been introduced to Omega Man before. I'm judging him a little bit. Like, can you imagine if I came here on stream and I had tattooed on my forehead, Caustic Phoenix? Like, you'd look at me and go, you made a bad choice today, didn't you? You're gonna look real dumb for the rest of your life, Caustic. Like, and look at this. And he's got that, like, I'm gonna put my symbol. Okay, maybe if I didn't even do my name, but I did my feather logo. I'm like, I'm gonna put my feather logo on my forehead. Like, you wouldn't go, Caustic, that's a great idea. You'd be like, wait. Are you doing drugs? Like, there's plenty of billboard space up here. Does not mean that you actually have to put something there. I'm sorry, Omega Man. That's why he's not the Alpha. Like, Alpha, Omega. You're at the end. This is not a great choice. Poor decisions. Is his name is Omega Red? Wow, that's really on point. Like, what's your name? Omega Red. Like, look, let me spell it out to you. This Omega Red is a walking nameplate, right? Look. They're a walking nameplate. Put my name first up here, my last name, the color of my shirt. That's who I am. That's also how you choose the name of your next D&D character, right? Like, oh, what's your last name? Black. Omega Red is not an intimidating name to me, especially when it's on your forehead and your shirt color. Not good enough. Not a great villain. But if anybody has more facts about Omega Red, I would like to hear them. I will accept information and be informed, and maybe I'll read it. Looks a little like Immortal Joe to you. I like the white hair. Like, it's a great color combo. I also really like, hold on, we gotta back up. This fight looked cool, but also look at this scene. Like, this is Wolverine classic, but with a cowboy hat, right? Lifting somebody up by their own claws, just letting them slide down the adamantium, right? It's brutal. It's scary. And then he probably has that face where he goes, right? Like, it's great. We love it. I'm all game on this. This is our first picture of Wolverine in action. Like, we get the close-up, but then we see it. Great. Love that. Then we get into this fight. I do like this fight. I actually think it's a pretty good showcase that Omega is a bit of a badass, and we should be a little bit afraid. Sorry, like, a little bit afraid of Omega. So, pretty good. That was cool.
Been fighting longer than I can remember.
I do like that line. I do like that line. Like, it sets the precedence. And again, remember, Wolverine, in some ways, is immortal, right? Like, the way that he can regenerate so fast is that he's been living so long. It makes sense that there's so many of his memories that he can't remember, right? Some that he's lost at that point. And I wonder, like, how that feels. Like, to no longer remember things. Is it like, oh, thank God? Of course, then again, it may not be because of how long he's lived. He was also a bit of an alcoholic. So maybe Wolverine doesn't remember because he's been drinking the bottle. But then again, it wasn't really an alcoholic because his body regenerated so fast and it made it really hard for him to get drunk. I don't know. Anyway, he doesn't remember any time before where he wasn't fighting. This is his life. To be a fighter. Always. Forever. Until he cannot anymore. I don't know if the blackout scenes are meant to give us breathing moments, but it's like, oh, my brain is filling in the blank how that has been chopped up to pieces. Wow. Okay. I mean, that was a heck of a mess. Blood flying everywhere. It did make me a little hungry. I've not had a really big dinner tonight. And so I looked at it, I was like, I should chop up that brisket. Anyway, I'm not a cannibal, I promise. That was not the delicious part. It just made me think of like, oh yeah, I gotta chop up some meat later. Well, that was intense, right? Like, who is this person? Did he deserve that? This seems very gratuitous, but Wolverine may have done that. Luckily, I have claws. Actually, there are the pulled pork things that they're not as long as this, but there's the pulled pork things that you can use the claws for that. And I could use those. That actually is very similar. I always felt like Wolverine whenever I use those. This is very gory. Yeah, they're called bear claws. That was more Wolverine animalistic than anything. And I loved it where you see both claws come through. Shish kebabs. Also a delicious meal option. I'm getting very hungry during this trailer. All right, I like this. Like a slight Western feel, but also a little more futuristic. I'm seeing that we are not in the Southwest, even though his look feels like it. I do like that he looks short. Wolverine is short, and I like that proportionally speaking, he does look like a short guy here. I do like this location though. Pink walls, neon lights. This is a place that has good food. You just look at it and you go, okay, they make some good food. You know those places. Like you can look at it and go, yeah, they probably don't have like a website or anything, but you know that when you sit down, you're about to have a delicious meal in which the chef is in the back probably smoking a cigarette over the kitchen stove, and it's gonna be delicious. No regrets.
I'd like to say I'm not a violent man.
Can you say that after what we just watched of like, very violent, clearly violent, only violent perhaps. But let's go into this line and go, I'd like to say I'm not a violent man. Like, excuse me? I think we need to have a word. That's not true. Lies all the way around. We are in the Princess Bar. Oh, yeah. He's in the classic yellow Wolverine suit. We wanted to see this. I was like, I get it. Like, he's casual. He doesn't wear the suit all the time, but I don't want to fight in a cowboy hat this entire time. Like, I want this. This is what we're looking for. And I'm glad we get it. All right. So he'd like to say he's not a violent man, but trouble just has a way of finding me. Oh, yeah. It's not your fault, buddy. You're right. You're right. My bad. Like, he's all in on it. Like, this isn't just like, from far away, like, don't touch me. Right? He's about to kiss lips here, right? This is interpersonal communication at its best or its worst, probably more this is interpersonal communication at its worst, but it's up close. It's centered. It's giving me hugs with the tips of my fingertips, right? Like it's a lot. It's a lot. And the blood splatter fountain going everywhere. I love it. It's fantastic here, right? I am curious, we're seeing a lot of individuals here with mechanical limbs. So I don't know if that's just part of the world we live in here where they've lost that, or if this is like something bad has happened, Or they're part of a military thing and these are the upgrades they have. Very intrigued. Now, I do wonder if it is part of like military upgrades and they've been given these as part of the improvement. That's my air quotes, improvement. I don't know if you guys can tell. These are air quotes. Parents, right here, right now, this is not a game for your young children. This may not be it, but ultimately you're the parent. I'm not. And so you can make up your decision. Maybe some kids handle gore really well, but your kid may handle it. I have known kids who are way braver and sometimes more mature than me. So parents, be warned though. At least watch the trailer ahead of time. And then you know what you know. And if you don't know what you know, I don't have an answer. I got lost in my own statement there. Never mind.
The trouble just has a way of finding me. But I'd be lying. Doesn't matter where I go.
Okay, we are seeing a lot of augmented people here in this space. Like, and they've got laser swords essentially jutting out of their arms. Like, this is terrifying. That does look like it could potentially behead me. I don't know how strong adamantium is. It's supposed to be the strongest stuff, right? But if a laser sword comes to you, that sounds pretty dang dangerous, right? Like, I would be a little bit afraid. Again, a little bit afraid. I do love this, though. I love that he's like, I'd be lying. Here we go. Let's do this. And then we see an insane amount of punching. Hold on. I don't know. It's like painting with claws. It's gorgeous. He's making a mural here. You all have seen those art pieces, right? Where it's a splatter painting and you're like, oh, I get it. I don't normally get those. I'll be honest. They go right over my head, but they look exactly like this. This all looks the same. They all look the same here. Wolvie is the best there is at what he does. Whoa.
How far I run.
Okay, that would be cool when you're sliding and to hear the sound of that, like it's not nails on a chalkboard. There's a beautiful kind of ring to it as he's going down that roof. I do like that we're getting a variety of locations, right? Things are burning. We have snow. We're in the city, right? Wolverine has to have a really good travel agent. Like, they're clearly getting around here. How do you think he gets past airport security, though? Does he have like a private jet? I mean, I know the X-Men have a private jet, but he doesn't. I have very important questions. He's giving him a hug. See, this game isn't all violent. Look, they love each other. This is a cuddle session. Like when you haven't seen your brother in a long time, and so you just bear hug him, or in this case, Wolverine hug him, you know, just getting good and tight and you wrestle on the ground. That's love. You may not like it, but this is what peak love looks like. Nah. It's not gratuitous violence. It's intense hugging. Stab with love. That was lovingly done. That also felt like the scene we saw earlier. Hold on here. Was that the scene we saw earlier? Just a little bit more. He's flying in, got big old cables. I won't lie. When I saw the cables, I was like, is this cable? I have no idea. Right? Nope. Omega coming out of his wrist. Again, wrists, terrible choice. Wrists are really weak parts of the human body. Not a lot of reinforcement here, right? This is a terrible choice of like, you know what? I'm going to take it on the risk. And Omega's left-handed too. Left-handed people, you all control way more in this world than you need to. You all are powerful. Be careful of the left-handed people in your lives. If you don't see them as powerful, they're hiding it from you. Punch. It's clearly choking him. Yes. Okay, we've come full circle. This is the same scene. So they echo it. Okay, I'm not mad about that. Oh, his lips look red. I won't lie, Omega looks very pretty in this scene. This is a very pretty look. Okay, they really like their black scenes here. Like cut to black, cut to black, cut to black. They've done that a lot. This is a little overindulgent, but in a good way. Like, this is Wolverine, so you're like, let's go all in. Let's make this dramatic. He's got a lot of emotion, so we want them all to spill out here.
That's always waiting.
No, that looked cool. Did you see that? Like a little game of peekaboo where they come out. That's supposed to be incredibly painful. I love that we saw the shake in the hands. That looked amazing to see the small shake in his hand, the hair on his arms or on his hands really just grow with this. It is intense. Like it just feels like everything's standing on edge for this moment. This is good. All right, here we are. We're with his hand. This feels a little fan servicey, and you gotta have a little fan service here. It's Wolverine, right? This is good.
That's always waiting. Just not for me.
Oh, death's always waiting, just not for me. That's a good line. And I love that you got to see the peak of adamantium under that cheek. That's why he has such good cheekbones. Ching, right? Nice and sharp. He's built. That's right. Look at this anger, the furrowed brow. All right. And the claws are coming out. It's a sad story. His story is not a happy one. Well, he's making a lot of friends here. Also, a lot of friends with many creepy eyes. It is very unnerving when you see glowy eyes instead of human eyes. It's very, very unnerving. I'm a little concerned that once again we saw another repeat scene. Oops, too far. Like another repeat of this, like we saw it earlier. I could see it for one scene. That's an important scene. But to do it again, a little repetitive. A little repetitive. That's cool. Oh, look at that. Okay, hold on. Let's back this up. There we go. There he is, coming in on a motorcycle. Vroom, vroom. This would... Okay, I'm going to just say it. If he lands on this road in this motorcycle, this is a terrible choice for him. He has to bail on this because you cannot land on that comfortably. Your balls would hit the seat so hard, you'd be speaking in a falsetto voice for the rest of the week. Like it would be up. Like that landing would hurt. He has to fly off of it. That was not a smart choice from the beginning. I'm just gonna drive off this cliff. At least he made the smart choice of saying, let's abandon this idea. He regenerates. That doesn't mean he doesn't feel pain. His balls still feel pain. That landing, if he had gone for it, would hurt. It would hurt like hell. Ooh, ooh, oh, she's here. She's here. She's in the game. Yes, yes. Hello, babes. Come on in. Join the fight. Mystique is in the house. I'm game. I'm game. Now, I remember from the movies, she was a little hot for Wolverine, but he was never into her. This is going to be interesting. I wonder if they pick up on that romance a little bit. This Mystique looks phenomenal, right? Just the eyes are so piercing. Color balance is intense and saturated. I am a fan of this. Oh, I hope she's on our side for a little bit of it. Yes, Rebecca Stamos, Jennifer Lawrence, both did a great job in the role. And she's a good fighter. She's a good fighter. Look at this. Swinging out on a big old cable. Listen, I know there's like good muscle strength here, but I gotta call it out. Like for a cord that big and you're holding on for dear life, your hand grip strength has got to be like out of this world. Insane. I'm impressed with that. That's the part that stands out to me.
Because I ain't no hero. I'm Wolverine.
Oh, I ain't no hero. I'm Wolverine. Ugh. There we go. Okay, cool. Hello. I like that ownership, rejecting heroism, right? Not the role he wants, not the role he wants to take on, not the role he's given, but owning his identity in this. Look at this. Look at this classic and iconic Wolverine. Look, we look exactly the same in this moment. Hold on. Right? Yeah, we're the same. I think he looks great. I think the quality is nice. I like the texture on his outfit, his uniform, that's coming through really well. Wolverine's a hairy guy, and I like that they have the hair everywhere on him. And that's hard to put into design. The way it moves, the texture of it.
Green.
That's good. Hold on. Let's start that last line again, because that's a good last line.
I'm Wolverine.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Good font on this too. I am a fan of this Wolverine font. Like, it's bold. I love just the spikes bringing down on the W, the V, and the N. That's well placed out there. It's sharp. It feels like we're getting stabbed a little bit by this font, but it's not too intense, and it's nice, bold, and thick. Like, yeah, I'm a fan. Oh, what is that? Oh my goodness. It's not the Iron Giant. Sentinel. This is. Whew. Okay. Dang, that's a reveal. I love this. I love that they just hid this down at the very end of this trailer. Y'all got me. That's a good edit. That's a good edit. You're gonna sneak up on me with this kind of reveal. They're like, hold on here. There's more. All right. All right. Mutant hunters. Insane. Okay, so we've been leading all into this Sentinel heavy. This makes sense. One of the best plot lines in X-Men. I am game. I can't wait. I'm now interested. Like, I thought this would just be a fun kind of slasher game, but it seems like they've got a story to tell. There isn't quite clear what the story is. What's motivating Wolverine in this moment? Who's reaching out to him and encouraging him to do this? Because really, what we've seen out of most Wolverine situations, if you've only seen the movies, is that he kind of doesn't do any of that until it's too late or it's a desperate moment, right? Like, he's not one who volunteers and says, like, I want to do this. As he even mentioned in the dialogue here, he's no hero. He's Wolverine. But what's asking him to don on this uniform? Why does he need to protect his friends, right? What's the prompt behind this particular space? I think it's interesting of like, okay, we get pieces of the story, but we're not getting the motivation. We're not quite getting his heart. We know it's to protect his friends, but this trailer didn't tell us that's what it was. This trailer didn't show us his heart. It more so focused on his Wolverine side, more of that monstrous side. From the fighting to the dialogue choices to the facial expressions that we saw out of him. I guess we're going to have to play the game to find out what his motivations are. I'm excited. I think that's like a minimal critique. I think they can get away with a lot because it's Wolverine. This is a known IP, right? Like, at the end of the day, people aren't going, who's this Wolverine character, right? And there's a lot of trust that we have in the Marvel universe. Marvel's been knocking it out of the park with many of its TV shows, many of its movies, right? And has been doing comic books for so long. And there's a lot of games that are great. We love the Spiderman game. Great storytelling there, great mechanics there. So when we hear this, there's a lot of trust. There's a lot of credentials that they can rely on that allows them to save some of that effort in the trailer itself. This is enough to make you go, not just want, I need to know more. Give me more or you'll get hugs. No, that sounds like a threat. I'm not trying to threaten people here. I am not this Wolverine. I'm a different kind of Wolverine. It's good. Like, when we go, but what more from this? When people are asking or they're trying to fill in the blanks, you want that. Because now your community's dialoguing. And if you can get them asking questions, now you've got them hooked. So, smart choices. The real question, how many fingers am I holding up? 1. Probably shouldn't put that one in the trailer. We'll cut that one from YouTube. Wolverine, Fall 2026, Insomniac Games. Small claps. We're very excited. Okay, I gotta take these off. They're actually really hard to hold in. There we go. That's better. I think they're supposed to go over the wrists, but I'm like, whose knuckles does this fit? Because it's not mine. All right, you stopped the stopwatch. How long did it take us? Wolverine trailer, you did not disappoint. We're excited. Now give us more.